slide. I done OD'd on you, babe. I'm addicted for you. Can't stop loving, 'cause I can't get enough of you, babe. 'Cause I'm so addicted to you. This must be love. 'Cause I can't get enough of your loving. I'm so addicted for you. Can't stop loving. I need you right now, baby. 'Cause I'm so addicted to you. You're always on my mind, my mind, my mind, every day. It's been too long since I had you in my arms, and I don't know if I can take any more of being without you. Even though it's only been an hour, it feels to me just like forever. And I am hoping that I can see you soon. I'm so addicted. Lord have mercy. I can't be without you, baby. Oh no, not for a minute, not for an hour. I'm so addicted. I need to check myself into some kind of rehab. 'Cause I need some help. Somebody help me, please. Please. La 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 la. I need to testify this evening. Oh Lord, have you ever loved somebody so much that you just can't get them off your mind? Oh, I'm so addicted. Oh Lord, 'cause I can't stop loving you, my baby. Oh darling, oh darling. This must be love. I've been overdosed on your loving. Can't stop loving you. I've done overdosed on my baby. So addicted to you. Without you, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Ooh. Oh, I'm addicted.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, in the building, but back in the building, it's my, Riis, you see she got on a necktie.
It's cold.
It is not. It's 60. It's the hottest day of the year.
It's windy. This wind is cold, though. This ain't like no summer breeze. It's a winter breeze.
Riis.
I already put you on game.
The song is Summer
Riis.
Breeze.
Right.
It's not winter breeze.
We see you shining. We see you got your glow on with you. Got your look. You notice she covered up from head to toe, right?
It's
cold.
cold.
Like, look, Riis.
Even you got on the
Riis.
jacket today.
Nah, let's go with my outfit.
Yeah, but he could take his off though.
Right. Look, she got it like
Listen,
triple swap.
As the old folks, so I ain't stunting y'all.
Uh-huh.
I ain't stunting y'all.
Sorry,
I ain't stunting y'all.
All right, it's all good. You come in here.
I ain't studying
she
y'all.
got the extra smell on. Riis, she forgot.
Look, I got you a present.
What kind of present?
Something that you will really like.
Is it a group? Is it a
No,
like,
it's right. It's
It's
right.
only
it's
for
right
him?
Here. This is a house gift. I already told him
Oh,
that.
you don't want it. Look, he done made him mad
I
at
don't
you.
even want
That's
it.
what I want to know.
I don't even want it. It's a house gift. Just put Carrie's name on it and just give it to us.
You can open it up later.
You just give it to. What just happened?
Uh-oh.
Oh Lord.
You look good on my end right now.
I'm good. Something is going on with the TVs, man. After Wednesdays, man, it always be.
You know, there's like some power outages going on.
No, but it ain't the power. It's just the input.
You just blame it on the wind.
We can't even connect through the Bluetooth with the TV. You know, it'd be Wednesdays. After I come back on Wednesdays, I'd be like, oh. But you know, I can't blame it on Riis because he didn't have week 304 Wednesday. Yeah. So welcome back, Ruthie. How
Thank
you
you.
been, man? How was the
Nice.
I don't know what to call it. Was it a AK? I actually accidentally called you on Saturday. And I was like, oh, dang, my bad, Ruthie. So I text you like, no, because I was scared you was going to try and call me back. But then I realized you was like, what?
I figured it was normally you would have left me a voicemail, text me or something.
Something. So how was your vacay? Was it a vacay? Was it a? I don't know
Anytime
what
I
it's
can
called.
leave and
Okay.
not have to work. Yes,
Well, you know,
it's
you'd
a
be
vacay.
super secretive, so we ain't know if it was a vacay or just a flew out. And
You funny.
know,
Really,
you
a
use
flew out. What's the difference?
Well,
Wait, not a good question.
because I was gonna say
Too early to ask. What's the difference?
I was gonna say because when we talked about the flew out comes with requirements. Vacation don't.
Okay.
Flew out, or you gonna be walking back, right? It's like if you get flew out, if you're engaged, you will be or Greyhound.
That might not be true. You don't know that.
That's for senior citizens.
It's relative.
To your age.
No, it's relative.
Sleep.
It's levels. It's always levels.
It's
always
the sucker
levels.
level.
No, you should not assume that a put out will happen just because you pay for something.
I don't think that.
That is.
I think
that's.
But no.
So you can give me a whole flu out. That don't mean I got to put out.
Okay. Ooh, geez, you put the words out too tough. I was just let's be a little bit more subtle here. However,
subtle
for you, for millennials, I forgot y'all be. No, I think.
Okay, that don't mean I gotta go.
Right, but I think like if let's say this.
Now, if we talked about it, okay, cool, but you shouldn't just assume. Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Well, that's the thing.
It's the lack of communication. See, that's why I feel like
I think there's nothing to communicate.
When I put you on that plane,
we gonna already know what it is.
Right. I flew you to Miami and you was at home on your couch. Like,
if you was on your couch, you're gonna be on the couch in Miami.
What?
What you thought you know?
Right. See, that's different. See, now that is different.
What, the city makes a difference?
No, he just said if you was at home on your couch.
Well, that's the premise of
everybody ain't at home on their couch. Some people might have flew themselves to out of the country first, and then they want you to fly them. Like so it's levels.
No, that's
what I'm saying. It's levels.
Clearly, Ruthie is speaking of inexperience.
No, I'm speaking of not being pimped out.
I don't think it's pimped out. I think that's a mutual agreement. If
it's a mutual agreement, but you shouldn't just assume.
Well, let me just say this: you shouldn't just get on a plane and plan to go stay at somebody's house or hotel. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you.
It worked both ways. I feel like it works.
So you choose it was fly me out, right? Well, then if you fly people back, that's cool. I'll sleep on the couch.
I know the rules. If you fly me out, I already know.
It's rules to engagement. So as long as it's understood, you good. But I feel like you should never assume.
I agree with that, but I think that
then
there should be
somebody's feelings be hurt. Right. And now somebody mad. Now you somebody I gotta fly myself back. Like we ain't gotta do all that. Let's just before we leave, just be like, look, you're on the other side of the menu. What are we? What are we doing? What are we? We don't want no
Riis,
surprises.
I didn't get a double.
No surprises. No surprises.
Right. I'm getting a king size. I'm actually trying to get a twin size bed.
Don't be mad if I get the king crab.
Right? No, I'm not. But don't be mad when I be like, excuse me.
Check out at 11.
Excuse me. Yes. And like on Love, what's on Love Play? Like Riis said, at the end of after the king crab legs. Oh Lord! All right, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Y'all made me feel a little bit better today. That was funny. All right, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Ruthie Moore is back. I got my man DJ Riis the Ruler, who took the day off yesterday, so I can't call it Wipe Down Thursdays. But DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling this morning?
You know I'm blessed by the best. Trying to look at Ruthie neck. I mean, blessed by the best. You already know the rest. My fault. My bad.
Oh, you got some rhymes and some jokes.
Look,
it's only 6:20 a.m. Y'all already cooking with fish grease.
There it is, and it's popping too. All right, y'all. It's Maze, Riis, and Ruthie in the building. So let's do this, Riis. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. Hey, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm going to run through some of the headlines, and then we're going to try and get to the social media question of the day. Don't want to remind you, Ruthie, are you taking the class this weekend?
Yes, I am.
You busting for real?
Yep, I'm going to come pay today. It's still some spots, right?
Yeah, it is still some spots.
All right, I'm going to come to TPN.
Look, y'all, we going to be... Look, it is not too late. If you want to get your concealed carry, we still have spaces left. This Saturday and Sunday... we are going to and no more pew pew pew. We finna be like booga booga booga, putting shots in the building. So get your tickets. You can go to y'all. I think I truly have dyslexia because I can never get 5401 correct. It's 5410.
We should put it up there.
It's 5401 South Wentworth. It's in the mall. And you know what? People were at TP yesterday. Ruthie, you're gonna be sad when you go to TP.
Why?
Dragons flew away. You millennials.
It's gone.
You
already?
Man.
Just tell me where it went so I can go.
You can't. it went back to Georgia.
Dang.
Why?
It was because it was popping there.
Because in Georgia, it's a line around the block 2 weeks long to play. And there's 20 stacks of anyway, we'll talk about it offline. But
I
anyway,
just started YouTubing it. I see how people. I can see the strategy. Like it's like if you patient enough, you can literally come up.
Anyway, it is. So anyway, I will tell you though, when you go see the rearranged and the new upside of the TP, and the stage and the
space
setup
available
and,
now.
oh my god,
Book your events.
book your classroom event if you need to have a small meeting. The credit union is having their event.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to come over and they're going to bring a small group. So if you got a small group of people and you need a place in the community to sit down and talk, don't miss the classroom. It's actually the worldwide headquarters of WIIFTBP too. So, you know what I'm saying? We got a meeting space.
Worldwide.
But I can't wait for the down. I mean, it really I think you can underestimate. I think while the Dragons took up so much space, you know how you can see a secondary vision? It's like I was just like, wow. I almost feel like we could broadcast from there.
I think the cool thing is your ability to transform space easily. Like you will knock a wall down quick to transform.
Bing,
stuff.
bing, make it happen. I'm gonna tell you.
Based
so
on
anyway,
what you see.
I went to I see. I got visions of grandeur. I do. Also, y'all stop by. If y'all are shopping for Christmas gifts, stop at 5401 South Wentworth. I know y'all know smokers. Somebody was up in there looking at the gravity bong the other day. You ever seen that? Mm-hmm. The bong that you be like, and then you turn it around, and then it be smoke on the other side. Then you be like,
yeah, it's really cool.
It is pretty expensive though. Bad boys like
that's an experience.
$5. It is. You can't beat the experience.
It's an experience.
Also, you know they got all of your products from the Wiz Khalifa, Supernaturals, all the way down to. Don't forget to check out the Raw Cone store. Any raw product you need, plus them bags. If you need gifts for smokers and tokers, if you want some upscale gifts, you know, somebody that want, you know, they don't want to be doing their stuff on the tray in a shoebox. Upgrade yourself. Come up to TP. Check out Chicago's Canna Lifestyle venue. All right, Ruthie. Yesterday, City Council passed sports betting. Shout out to David Moore. Shout out to the 9 aldermen that voted against it. Some days I just be like, why? Like, why do I put myself through any of this? Like, any of it. Like, any of it. To hear them say they passing sports betting with aspirational participation goals. I almost was like, why am I even talking?
Aspirational, what you mean by that?
Like we ain't gonna mandate nothing. We got the opportunity, but we're gonna say
just see what happens.
we hope that you all will be good to the black people finally. It's all good though.
Got it.
I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel. Mark Fleissner's revenge. I don't know if you saw the mayor's former corporation counsel, Mark Fleissner, the one who was fired for his handling of Anjanette Young, wrote an op-ed in the Chicago Tribune. You should check it out today while we're doing it, because he basically, after being the mayor's longtime friend, he blasted her in an op-ed on the same day that Anjanette Young got her settlement of $2.9 million. He said he had it down to $50,000. And he said that the mayor is working. This is the only reason that he said they had worked it down to $50,000 as value, because she was only naked 16 seconds total. Like they said, she had a towel the rest of the time, but there was actually only, and the city is still talking about this even as they passed the $2.9 million settlement. Fleissner was like, people have been to jail for longer, like 10s of 20s of years longer, and got better settlements. But the thing that I was thinking about the whole thing was, here is this white guy who was her right-hand man, who she was down with, who, they was cackling at the counter. He was using the tunnel, and he turned on her and is exposing. I got a feeling he's going to be exposing more and more and more. Remember? So anyway, I think you should all check. I almost want to read it out loud for everyone.
I'm just looking at the title of it.
Let's read the title.
It's ex-city lawyer, Mark Fleschner, and then there's a colon, and it says, Anjanette Young settlement is a donation to Lightfoot's re-election campaign.
Yep, 2.9. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
Well, everybody getting donations right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read it.
The Thompson Center got sold. The developer is going to redevelop it instead of knocking it down. I think they were going to knock it down, and then when Helmut John got killed, it was like, this is a memorial, a testament. And so they have sold it, right? And, they didn't want to mess it up. COVID spread is now starting to kick up. Right. CPS is sending 150,000 COVID tests home, rapid COVID tests home. Mm-hmm. I see you picking your eye. You all right?
I got an eyelash.
You ain't got COVID eyeball, do you?
No, now listen.
Did you
what? Let me tell you something.
Did you spray that dude down?
Traveling in and out of the country, you probably this the most testing and everything I have ever had to have since they got these new requirements.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Let's see your neck.
I'm just playing.
Let us see your neck.
I'm good. I'm clean.
Becky. Dexter St. Jock was down there like, what is a beautiful lady like you doing on the island all alone? Little Ruthie, come with me.
I love some culture.
Oh, Lord. All right, we got to keep out. Riis, we going to see what's going on underneath that neck piece in a minute. All right, Dad, did you see the state is passing out R3 grants again? So they made $80 million on cannabis sales, and the governor is out touting the money that they've donated, that it's gone to rebuild the communities that. Yeah,
because the other aspect of cannabis is a disaster. They better snatch a win out of it. You think people going to fall for it?
You ain't taking no. Yes, they're going to take the grants, and nobody is like. I'm going to be honest with you. I am really, 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 really coming to a point of futility. Like, really coming to the point where I am going to have a nervous breakdown over the futility of wanting more. And I feel like if I get out of the collective more business and into the maze more business, I could just win. And yeah. So anyway, I don't know, man. The state passing out this R3 grant money, I'm gonna tell you, it's going to mute the active voices, because it's just like Riis says, like when you get, it's either take something or nothing.
Exactly.
And
and shut up. That's the part that's kind of disheartening about it, is you got to take it in, you got to shut up. And it's so little in comparison to what's out there. So we go so cheap.
I'm really rapid. Like, that vote yesterday, like, I just feel like, really? What? Why?
Would I rather have my sliver of the almond, or can I get the whole tree for us? And most people will take their sliver because we be down so bad. Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, psychologically.
It's taxing. It is truly taxing. And you can't want more.
You can't teach courage, and you can't teach courage. You can lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink. And sometimes to drink, it takes courage.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back after these messages. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys.
TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one.
Got a couple of them. Got a couple of them.
Two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one. One better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4.
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you. One of
telling you.
them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a
Turn that thing
testimony.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:34 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. No sports, so we're going to go straight over the traffic. On the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 22 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 18. On the Edens will be 18 minutes in both directions. That's from Deerfield to the Exchange and back. On the Eisenhower is 29 minutes in both directions. Thorndale to the Loop as well as back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 30 minutes. Outbound will be 33. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 34 minutes, 26 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, as usual, 7 minutes south, 8 minutes north. Today's weather is going to be a warm one that is currently 50 and clear. Today will be a high of 64 and a low of 30. I'm Riis the Ruler, and don't forget, God's going to turn it around here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. From glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha, oh, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Dear Lord, it's me again. God's gonna turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before. I believe that you can do it again.
Somebody calling you right now, Lord.
You are listening to the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore in the building. Oh, dang. I got to get back in the camera shot. We did the two things. All right, y'all. Mace Jackson, Ruthie Moore in the building. It is the Mace Jackson Show. I think we got through most of the headlines. Want to welcome everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Thank you for tuning in, checking us out every day. What is it? 6:30 to 8 a.m. on WBGX 1570. Now, that's not all, folks. That's not all. You can catch us every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That's right. God's going to turn it around. Lot to talk about today. A lot happened at City Hall, but let me get a couple more of these things done. Yesterday, the governor was talking about the R3 grants that are going out. Their list is published. Maybe you can find that list, Ruthie. Go to the governor's. I think it's restore, renew, and release, or whatever it is. That's what the R3 is. You know, when they trying to slick you, they hit you with let me stop. They're not trying to slick us. It's all good. It's like wonderful. So, it's a challenge for me. Ruthie, I saw the governor on Tuesday. And he, you want to talk about a long tail cat in a room full of rocking chairs? The governor did you know how you take the long way around, like you make eye contact and you hope the person don't see you and then you try and stay around or get around them? Because, they was like, people was back to, again, futility. People were taking selfies with the governor, even as they were disenfranchised in the weed process. People who I knew was trying to get in the game, they taking pictures, and it's like he's too comfortable. Now I get the politics and about a fundraiser, and it's just I remember how I told you I go to these places and I'd be like then in the same week they just announced that the craft grow licenses would be delayed indefinitely.
What?
So now there's no black growers. The judge just issued an injunction to slow it down. And they around here talking about R3. Like Ruthie, I was like, I probably should just apply for a grant. Right? And just be quiet. Let me just give me a couple mil. Let me make innocuous podcasts. Talk about America the Great. How wonderful it is for black people in Illinois. And I'm going to all right, so it's just hard. I feel like I have a very graphic description of what I believe. I feel like I'm not even gonna go there. Just leave it alone. But I do think that it's crazy that nobody had a question. Nobody has questions. When he show up, nobody has questions. It just be like, nope, I ain't never. Forget the last 4 years. Forget the fact that right now, zero, that you stand in a room full of black people, comfortable than a mug. And everybody is. And you know what? I'm about to be comfortable too. I'm going to get my bag. I'm going to be like, what black people? Be careful outside today. It's gonna be a record. It was a record yesterday, and now Ruthie, it's gonna be the wind is blowing. They see you, Riis. Ruthie put on a cape. Talk about the wind is blowing. She got a scarf cape on. Talk about it's cold out there.
It's windy. I'm tired of picking up paper. I'll tell you that.
I hate this wind because
I'm tired of picking up paper. I want to just let it blow to the next yard.
How long do it take? You be like, do I have to go get that? When it's all whipping around, you just let it go. All I know is on the front of the house, everybody's stuff on the roof is on the.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's all down at the. I ain't buying no more grill covers. Just take it. Just take it. I done tied it on, wrapped it around, bungee corded it. I'd be like, is that my grill cover again? You know what? Rust. Just rust. Just rust. I ain't even coming up on the roof no more. Damn. All right. And then did you see also in the paper, again, just thought it'd be interesting that they are now integrating transgender history in the learning of the Civil War. Just so that they are talking about the women that fought as men in the Civil War, and they're now wanting to make sure that they are honored. And I'm not tripping out at all. I'm not. I'm just saying the erosion of your very shortly, the erosion of the Civil War will not be about. I'm just telling you. Remember the Olympic? Remember when I showed y'all the Olympic thing and they had the people up there, but they had on rainbows instead of the black fist power? Remember that cartoon? Civil rights, and then I want you to pay attention. Did you read the article about Mark Fleisner? And we're going to talk about this a little bit. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about it now. But when the Fleisner article, Ruthie, he said that the mayor was using this as a campaign. She's no longer worried about getting her money from Chicagoans. She's going to get her money from civil rights organizations, civil rights millionaires. And I was like, since when has the NAACP had civil rights millionaires? And then it dawned on me that they weren't talking about black civil rights organizations. They were talking about LGBTQ civil rights organizations. And so even as you see this erosion as the Civil War story, now we're mandated to teach LGBTQ history in historical. You're seeing the setup. Right, that's the setup. And it's like I'm just telling you. I want you to put a tab in this show. Y'all should put a marker on this show, and then remember what I told you. And then in 10 years, when the Maestradamus is 61, y'all will be like, they're talking about it though. But I just want you to see that's in the Tribune right now today, and that's a story. And they have been spending years trying to convince this town to make it a historical site based on the transgender soldier. And now they finally adopted it, and now it's becoming they're marketing it as a tourist attraction.
I did not. I mean, it happened in Illinois. You know, people gonna find any way to
minimize us. It's okay. It's all right. I don't care. We good. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl.
This is actually a very interesting story. I can see kind of why it made it into. I'm unsure about.
I don't think the story was bad at all.
I don't know. It's
expanding though.
It's kind of one of those things where it seems like, yeah, just Wikipedia it, y'all.
It's a story
because it's kind of interesting.
It's interesting.
I think it's
gonna mushroom.
So it's kind of one of those things, like in terms of like history, where like there's an LGBTQ plus movement to kind of go back in history to like incorporate, you know, like historical elements of LGBTQ-ness into history because they feel like it's like left out. So that's kind of like what this is kind of reminded me of.
And so remember Crispus Attucks?
Mm-hmm.
First black man to die in the American Revolution. First person to die in the American Revolution. Bet you in 5 years there's going to be crispy buttocks. That was the first.
Oh, like that
will be the first person, and then Crispus Attucks is going to go to number 2 on the list.
No, man.
Yes, Crispus Attucks. They made it to the Civil War. They're going to start scratch. I'm telling you. I bet you. There's going to be a point when the Civil War was fought over the liberation of all people.
Oh.
There were all forms of slavery. There was sexual slavery. There was white slavery. There was black slavery. And in the midst of it, various groups who identified as blah, blah, blah were also fighting for their liberation alongside. And then because it's the blend. And then the next thing you know...
Well, that's definitely happening right now.
Then the people who got the least power start to... Just like we became immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone. I'm just telling you. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Ruthie Moore. Hey, Social media question of the day. Riis, give me the big voice, man. You ready? Let's go.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Riis, open up the phone lines. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Ruthie, yesterday the city council approved a $2.9 million settlement in the Anjanette Young case. I personally thought it should be more. And then to put it in perspective, though, Laquan McDonald, they got $5 million for his 16 shots. Miss Young was still alive. So, and then when we read the story from Mark Fleshner, Fleischner, what's his name? I say how you said it right. You know you got them people. Go ahead, say how you said it.
I don't know if I'm saying it right.
You said it the right time, first time. Go ahead.
Fleshner?
There it is. Mark Fleshner. Said that the case should have been settled, and apparently it seems like he and the mayor agreed at some point that it was worth $50,000. When you saw the settlement yesterday, I feel like the snark is still there in the mayor's office, even though they recognize that they don't have a choice, because the corporation counsel said, well, she was only naked for 16 seconds, actually. And we're paying this $2.9 million. But Mark Fleshner, in his article, his editorial in the Tribune, suggested that the payment for Anjanette Young was the kickoff to Mayor Lori Lightfoot's re-election campaign. Ruthie, while you were gone last week, I had a couple of meetings and talked to some people, black women, power brokers, who believe that Mayor Lightfoot will be reelected. What I thought would be the first thing that came to mind for black women would have been Anjanette Young. I don't know that necessarily even entered the conversation. And it is my belief that between black people's short memory, uninsultability, and our spirit of forgiveness, I believe, as much as I don't like the tone of the editorial, I do believe that Fleshner is right. The payment of Anjanette Young is the beginning or the kickoff of the mayor's reelection campaign. And I got to ask you, do you think that that's enough to make black people forget? Or to begin to forgive? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. I live in a bubble, right? And it's a black bubble, but I live in this bubble of black consciousness, like with the people that are probably the most concerned about the welfare of black people that are not at the subsistence level. But I think a lot of people, Ruthie, will see this as a win, and I believe that the mayor can market this. I really do. And I don't know that there's any one that is going to still be mad. And should they be mad? I mean, it didn't happen on our watch. Anjanette Young was only naked for 16 seconds, actually. People who have gone to prison for multiple years, wrongly convicted, spend 10s and 15s and 20s of years, haven't gotten anywhere close to that settlement. The mayor has made almost what would be a historic settlement for the disrespect of this black woman. Actually, I could see a commercial. And I got to ask you, though. Did the mayor kick off her campaign with this settlement with Jeanette Young? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Oh, you getting the... Be careful, it might slide off. We still checking. All right, Ruthie, give us, what's your thought? And also open up the phone lines. Give us a call. Is the mayor kicking off her reelection with campaign with the settlement to Jeanette Young? What's up, Ruthie?
Part of me agrees with Fleshner, but part of me...
Wait, which part agrees with Fleshner?
The part about the headline that she kicking off her campaign with this.
Okay.
I think the thing that kind of bothers me about it is that when this Jeanette Young stuff first came out, Mayor Lightfoot was on the side of Fleshner. They was agreeing. Remember that woman? That sounds kind of like some of the statements that Fleshner made in terms of how she was only naked for X amount of time. So I feel like in the beginning, Lightfoot and Fleshner was on the same page until they realized, like, oh, we can't actually operate in this way because society has changed and people ain't going. And so for them to be trying to throw each other under the bus is just like, okay, we see this. And I kind of agree with Fleshner writing this op-ed, like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, you ain't about to put all this on me because we was in this together. And so
she's snitching. That's the snitch.
Both
that's
of them are snitching on each other. And what's interesting is there's actually an article in the Tribune where the mayor responds to him, which is actually it's quite telling too, because they both snitching on each other. And so if you want to look behind the scenes of how the legal aspect of this works, because they just throwing legal words at each other. Because remember, both of them are attorneys, which is why
they were friends for years.
They were on the same team. So it's interesting to see this play out in this way. But part of me do feel like, okay, y'all do need to cut Jeanette Young a check. But I just hate the way that, I shouldn't say hate. I don't want to use the word hate, but she should have not. It's just interesting how politicians use things like this to always make themselves better. Like you kind of see it with Pritzker right now with all these things he throwing out. And so I think it's the same old play with Lightfoot, which is, okay, I need to get reelected. I know that this Jeanette Young is a stone that is still out there that I need to do something about. So what can I do about this? And I honestly feel like, because this feels more like a victory for Mayor Lightfoot, when this should have been a victory for Jeanette Young and the people. Because she should have gotten this before. And if she would have gotten this victory before with this check, because cut the check, then it would have been a knock against the mayor versus the mayor being able to use this as a quote unquote win for herself. Politics is really just disgusting. Because on one hand, I do want Jeanette Young to have her check. Do I want the mayor to get a victory, to take a victory lap related to it? No.
And she getting it. She is going to get it. It's kind of why, Ruthie, I'd be like, why bother? Right? Like, again, and I would argue with you that if they had the opportunity to ignore it, they would have.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that woman.
That woman.
I mean, when I heard it, that really is what made me go ape over the concept, over the whole thing. What you mean, that woman? It's like saying these people. You people. Whew. So, I want to know. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is the mayor kicking off her campaign re-election with the settlement for Jeanette Young?
You don't get to lay in bed with Mark Fleshner. And
she don't lay in bed with Mark Fleshner.
No,
she lay in bed
listen, I'm saying it just how I want to say it. You don't get to lay in bed with Mark Fleshner and then get up and act like you ain't got no fleas on you. Stop playing. And we spoke literally like, and it's as a black woman, it puts me in a position whereas I'm like, Jeanette Young, cut her check. But Mayor Lightfoot, you do not get to take a victory lap related to this. Because remember, she was that woman. And you was on the side of your corporation counsel, Mark Fletchner. Now y'all want to throw each other under the bus and you want to play the black woman solidarity card? Nobody going for that. Somebody gonna go for it.
They going for it.
Somebody gonna go for it. But trust and believe everybody ain't going for it.
Y'all done forgot already. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Reese, go to the phone line. What's up? Who's on the line? Caller. Is the mayor is this her kickoff for her re-election campaign?
Absolutely. This is the kickoff, Maze. This is for the fence travelers. This is for, everybody ain't going to go for it, but for the ones that, I'm in, I'm out, but yeah. Strategic move by a chocolate covered white person.
See, did you say a chocolate? Not chocolate covered white person. See, I'll be getting in trouble for
chocolate covered white person.
All right, caller, thank you very much. You think it's a kickoff? I think it is the kickoff.
I gotta listen.
Read.
Thank you.
Read it.
The quote from the article for the response that the mayor made is, the mayor said, and I'm quoting this, y'all, from the Tribune, fundamentally, what was clear is he just didn't see her. He didn't value her experience in that moment, as we all saw in that video, Lightfoot added. This is gaslighting at its finest.
Can you do, okay, I said I was retiring the commercial.
Goodness
Read that
gracious.
again. Read that again. Reese, cue up the Anjanette Young spot. Ruthie, I want you to read that again.
Am I tripping?
No, I've decided that I'm done tripping. Play this spot. Turn it up.
Kentucky State Grand Jury.
Now, this is when it was popular, and this was for Breonna Taylor. This first part.
Rulings like this one set us back.
See how she gaslighting us again?
Challenge to the hard work and progress we've already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand
Reese,
justice.
be ready with that woman, because I'm going to want you to play it a couple times.
In our power
When
to
she say,
prevent
that
any
woman.
more names from being added to this role, like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rekia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
That was for Breonna Taylor.
CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home. Why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video.
Listen. She watched it.
This case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter was handled. That's for that judge, who I know and is very competent, and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong place. You got the wrong house. You got the wrong house.
We will and we must continue to say her name.
Hey, man. What she say she was, Ruthie? Read it again. Read what she said. Because she had...
Mayor Lightfoot said in response to Mark Fletchner, her pal and old corporation counsel, fundamentally, what was clear is he just didn't see her. he didn't value her experience in that moment, as we all saw in that video.
What happened to the federal judge that she knows and knew?
I'm not going to second guess a federal judge.
Look, let's go to the break. It's time to take a quick break. Riis, anybody else on the line? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. We'll take your calls after we come back from this break.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP. Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase.
Steve Stanton.
Let's reminisce. Yeah. Woo. See, I remember the first day we met, a Thursday night at the club I'll never forget. Do you remember the words that I said? One night in my bed you'll never regret. And you, with your pretty brown eyes, I knew, baby, you would change my life. And you opened up my eyes to see I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Let's throw back to the day that we first met. Let's throw back, I never will forget. Let's throw back to when we fell in love. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Is it just me? Don't you miss those nights sexing on the beach, playing Isley Brothers in between the sheets? And now we're taking flights from London to Belize, and we're popping bottles, endless shopping sprees. Still sexy as can be. I knew you're still the only one for me. Yeah. I'm feeling lucky as can be. I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Yeah. To the day that we first met, let's throw back. I really wanna know. Let's throw back. Let's go back. Let's throw back. Let's go. I wanna throw back. Oh, come on now. We were making love to the first time we let's reminisce of the whip. We were making love. Come on now. Let's throw back. Oh, all I wanna do is throw it back. That's all I wanna do. Come on now. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Let's throw back, everybody. Let's throw back. If you lost somebody, let's throw back. Talk about the love. Let's throw back. Let's throw. I wanna throw back. Reminisce on how it used to be. Oh yeah.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mace and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed, it's all wrong. In the mirror, realize you great. Yeah, we always argue with our brothers, but ain't nobody gonna take our place. Just stay in tune and stay on top about who forwards, about who not. Just green light all the black economy, then watch all the shooting don't stop. To my black people in power, just remember we put you in power. If you really wanna save all the black princesses, be Mario and not Bowser. They gave us a hard job. We gon' make it if we do it together. Divided we fall, we gotta evolve. With confidence, you are ready before you started. With no confidence in the people, we always gon' be the people.
What's in it for me? What's in it for you? Who's telling the lies? Who's telling the truth? Black people realize the sun shines for you. So stop the divide. See what melanin do. What's in it for the black people? All the lies we heard before. You gotta do more than listen. On a count of three, let's run.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, and DJ Riis the rule in the building. Mayor Lightfoot settled the Anjanette Young case for $2.9 million. Her former partner in law, I would have said in crime. And even though what they did to Anjanette Young was criminal, because apparently Fleshner said that they thought it was worth about $50,000. $2.9 million settlement for Anjanette Young. Kickoff for the mayor's campaign. I don't think most people know all of the backstory or remember all the backstory. So they're just going to be like, man, the Met took care of that woman. You don't listen to this. I mean, you ain't never heard that commercial nowhere else. You ain't never heard nowhere else that black people are, like, who's going to remind the people? And quiet as it's kept, if you went besides Channel 2, right? What, popping the story off, it's going to be $3.9 million settlement. Nobody really knows all the ups and downs in between. It's like, man, that sister got $3 million. Then she gonna get paid. Shout out to Keenan Salter. He gonna be a millionaire again. I think he get you get 33 when you take it. No shade. Hey brother, you work that thing. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Anjanette Young, kickoff to the mayor's campaign. What say you? Riis, who we got on the line?
Hello.
What's up, caller?
Hello.
Hey, caller.
What's
how
up?
are you?
What's going on, man?
What up, James? Big
I'm great,
Slim
man.
Davis.
What you think?
I know, man. I know. How you feeling today, brother?
Hey, check it out, man. Yes, I do think this is a campaign kickoff. You know what, Maze? You know, when we talk about black people historically, how great we was and
all these things we accomplished. We was builders, we was creators, we was kings, we was queens, we was this and that. Sometimes I think that is just as much as a myth, like the Bible. I say that because I can't see. I think we had the same exact mentality we got now. We had it back then, and that's the reason we became in bondage. Because for some reason, man, we just don't get it. We don't understand. I mean, of course, you try to educate people. You know, I think about what Pritzker just did with the $80 million he put out there for these social programs, which social programs is relevant to people like that's in power, you know, that want to keep a certain people at a certain level in life. It's like, sometimes I wonder what the hell is wrong with us, man. You understand what I'm saying, May? I just wish you, like yourself, I just wish your platform was much, much bigger. Because for some reason, man, we just don't freaking get it. You know how your mother used to send you to the grocery store? She'd give you $5, $6, go to the grocery store, and she'd tell you to get up for cigarettes or $5, whatever. And when you come back, she probably got $1.10 change, and she give you the change. Mm-hmm. And you thinking, man, I just had this $6, but you're so satisfied with this $1.10. Think about the cannabis industry and the gaming industry. It's like that's what Pritzker did. You know, after making all these billions of dollars, let's give these niggas a change. They'll be all right. And then these same social pimps, these same poverty pimps, these are the people that they're gonna push in the forefront to push their agenda, to say why Pritzker is so great, to say why Lori Lightfoot is so great. And when we talk about Lori Lightfoot, it's gonna be, mark my word, man. It's gonna be, if she do get elected, it's gonna be black women that's gonna put her over the top.
Oh, that's true. That's
mark my word.
True. That's 100% true. They're gonna lock arms and be like, we gotta defend this
absolutely.
Sister.
And I explained to you why. There's so many elements to it. But it's like were we really that great people? We couldn't have been. We couldn't have been. Because we gonna be consumers. I'm just as frustrated with you. Like, I'm just as frustrated as you, mate, because I don't understand us, man. What the hell is wrong with black people?
James, I'm telling you, I've been on the hamster wheel too long.
I don't get it.
I'm on the hamster wheel.
And them niggas is happy they just as happy than a F in a D factory because they got that change. They got that $1.10.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. You know what? Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call, James. Big Slim Davis, that's my man. And I saw your text yesterday about you calling over to the other people and they hung up on you. But thank you. Anybody else on that line, Reese? All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm going to move on. Mayor Lori Lightfoot, Ruthie, I'm just telling you.
So we don't act like he just didn't put that bottle on the table. All right.
This is
okay.
I just can't show the brand.
I know,
but you know it's white Hennessy.
I know.
You know.
I know. That's why I'm like, he just talking. This man is hooked.
They gonna drive. Matter if I'm just turning around. Yeah, I'm about to stop because I'm gonna tell you. I'm finishing this weekend.
Woo!
I had white Hennessy one time.
That was it.
That was it.
That's because y'all be doing too much.
And I only had one glass.
Y'all need to sip.
That's what I did. Because I already know I got it from the DR. And let me tell you, I'm okay, man.
Yeah, ain't no joke.
Let me see on that.
That was so slick. He got it. Out of the blue, that was so slick. Let me see your neck. That was so
Not the white hitty.
The white hitty. What is a beautiful lady like you doing going to the island all alone? Let me pour you a cup. You don't know about this white Tennessee.
Oh, a cup? You'll be out.
No, you don't go out. Come on, girl.
That ain't no joke.
Take you to the island.
It's not. Yeah, it's not a joke.
You had it before?
Why you think Yes, I've had that before.
I'm going to infuse it.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, sir.
Now that Now that sounds like a good idea.
I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna.
Next time I'm gonna get the case.
You know, it'd be funny because people do when you go down there. They be like, bring me back some white Hennessy. Ruthie brought me back some white Hennessy. I think
you can't get that for just anybody. You got to get that for people that you really mess with.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying?
So you went to the DR. That's the,
you just gotta.
Ruthie's not going to the DR.
I would go to the. I would go to the DR. Probably not now.
No, they probably be trying to put you on the Haiti side.
Low key, I only really been trying to go places where you can get global entry.
Oh, I need to get me a GE.
Like, it's just a little bit easier to get through.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I did not realize that having the thing. I don't got global, but I got the
Pre-check.
Yeah, that I ain't, if you ain't got TSA pre-check, we can't go together. We cannot fly together. Like, I was about to, my kids, I was like, if y'all, matter of fact, my daughter put me up on it though. Right? She was like, you ain't got pre-check?
That's why I got tired of standing in the lines
and
with
it's
everybody
like,
else.
You ain't got to take no shoes off.
You ain't got to take your laptop out.
You don't got to do nothing.
You don't got to do nothing. You just
I was like, wait.
You just walk through and smile.
Am I finished? Hold on. I don't have to open on my. Right.
And normally because of my hair, I get pat downs. Like they're like, you want us to take you in the back? I'm like, no, do it right here.
They like, I'm gonna give me one. All right, y'all. Mace Jackson Show. Let's move on to yesterday with City Council. And in the City Council meeting, it was pretty active. First of all, my thoughts and prayers. I know y'all are often talk smack, but and politics can make people very testy. But I don't know if you all saw that Alderman Kerry Austin slumped over yesterday in the City Council in the meeting. And immediately everybody jumped to her aid and assist. She has the second most seniority in City Council. And apparently it was either her sugar was low or she was dehydrated. But I know it sent a scare into everybody in City Council because she has had a history of medical issues. So I do want to send our thoughts and prayers out. I just saw Alderman Austin 2 weeks ago at Stephanie Coleman's event. And I think quiet as it's kept, for all of the challenges that Alderman Austin has had, she actually jumped on the grenade. She actually gave up her ward as part of the political compromise by retiring to try and help in the map wars that were happening. Because, quite frankly, she had the second most seniority behind Ed Burke, and if she would have pressed the issue, then it could have forced someone younger out. And so, for all of the challenges, I do want to say, sometimes, you got to, you know what I'm saying?
Take it how it come. I do appreciate it.
Right.
Because you know what sometimes people do? They take the grenade and they throw it at everybody else before they go out and...
She jumped on the grenade.
So I can appreciate the kamikaze pilot aspect of it.
To protect as much as she could. Now,
I mean, if you're going out anyway, you might as well.
You might as well.
Like, thank you. For real, though.
Go out as a hero. So,
yeah.
And let me say, our thoughts and prayers are with you, Alderman, and look forward to you getting back into
so much knowledge.
So, man,
that's what I be.
It's like the thing I feel like happens with some of our people is they've learned how to survive in a world where, like, I don't know at what point you put your sword down. Right? Like when you stop swinging the axe and just be like, look, man, if I can't get everybody going in the same direction, at some point I gotta survive. And I'm not saying about the cabinets and all that stuff, but I think when you talk, the undermining of black people and political power comes from so many different directions and so many places that some of the people that have lasted the longest, they're experts in survival. They ain't experts in distribution because they've been busy trying to survive in a space where all of your resources are looked at as opportunities for other people. So I don't know if you die on the battlefield or you learn to survive. Like, I think of how many people went to war and who are the people that make it home. Like, it's people that run up to the front and they pow, 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 and they get shot up. I would put myself in a space like that where it's like, is it a fight? I'm going. Right? And then there are people that are like, you can't run straight ahead. You got to dodge. You got to duck. You got to, and over time, it doesn't become about the war. It becomes about survival.
But
and making it home. But
you ain't got to be on the other side shooting back at us.
I'm with you on that.
Like, stay in the back. You ain't got to, to me, that's the challenge is they get to switch in and out, like, when it's beneficial. Like, you don't get to switch over, take out a couple of our troops, and then come back over when you need to be healed up, when you need your wounds bandaged up.
That's the story. I mean, that is the ultimate black conundrum. And that's essentially the same thing with the mayor and this Anjanette Young thing. It's like the conundrum is I say I'm not going to bring rope to a hanging whether you need to be hung or not. I can't participate. But I tell you, they will grab a rope. If they think they got a chance to get me on a tree, everybody grabbing a rope. Everybody, they be like, you know what? Everybody grabbing a rope. So I want to make sure that, though, I try not to kick you when you're down. So I'm not going to kick at the alderman. I want her to return safely. Because it's realistically, it'll be 2 more years they've got. It's a year and a half, and at some point she'll probably step down because they'll be trying to replace the next person. But it's the Mace Jackson Show. So much love to Alderman Kerry Austin. Aldermanic prerogative got overran yesterday. So I do think that we saw Alderman Anthony Napolitano get run over for opposing a affordable housing unit in his ward. The advocate said it was to desegregate the area. And let's just be clear, it's a pretty culturally non-diverse area. Like, if you choose to move into those areas, you are moving into those areas as white people to be around white people who don't. Like, they might as well be Republican, right? That's where you're going to see cops, firefighters, like, it's like Mount Greenwood North. And so it made it easy to run over him using segregation as the issue. But aldermanic prerogative, I always tell you, you got to think about if they'll do it to the white guy, what does it look like when they do it to the black guy or black woman? So as they were convinced to put this affordable housing unit, and I am an affordable housing advocate, I do think it's important to understand that now, when Pangea wants to do something in your neighborhood and the alderman says no, but they're on the $25,000 donor list, guess what? Your alderman can't stop it. When the white guys finally recognize that you're going to stop coming downtown to buy your legal cannabis, they're going to start giving them to Wally and them and open them up in your neighborhood. And the alderman can't say no. To the 8th warders out there who your alderman has always been able to block, stop, or kick people, not allow things to happen, that's going to leave the realm of her. So I think, and again, who cares what I think? But if we watch what they're willing to do to white folks, then you know that it's going to be times 10 to blacks. And so as you have your neighborhood eroded, and as the new developments come, and therefore your changing population, and your population is Latino or Asian, right? Those accommodations. Look at what happened to NTA. They was going to turn that into Chinatown High School. And somewhere in there, the pressure got to everybody. But I just think, who is your last bastion of defense if the same people that said that Anjanette Young should have got $50,000 and that was their opinion, what do you think that means when they come to your neighborhood? So, sorry, I'm not here to defend Alderman Anthony Napolitano. Not here to defend. I'm for affordable housing, but I do think that we are watching the systemic disenfranchisement of the city council, and they're doing it to themselves. So, not tripping. Just understand that as you give up aldermanic prerogative, it will make sense to shrink the city council. As you do give up more and more power and concede it to downtown, it will make sense to shrink the city council.
I think it's interesting that the arguments for and against aldermanic prerogative are sort of hinged on affordable housing. Like, what would it be like for aldermanic prerogative to be hinged on something related to like economics or something?
Well, then that would.
It's kind of like when you tie it to an issue like affordable housing. It's like,
but you can tie it to affordable housing.
You can't.
So you can give us more poverty, and let's not even say poverty, but you can't tie it to casinos.
But it's also related to aldermanic prerogative and racial, how it supposedly contributes to racial segregation in Chicago.
So help me understand then, why are we creating a Chinese ward? Help me understand that. Why? So why are we creating let's be clear. Chicago is a segregated city. Don't know, the only people that mix is the Latinos when they come in to take a black neighborhood. So if you're saying that same argument, so you're going to take away political power to create a Latino ward. I don't want to be with Patrick Daley Thompson, because he said creating a Chinese ward is racist. Now, you know that's tough coming from a white guy. But how are you? So in the Chinese,
a little weird.
In Chinatown, is anybody busting up their segregation? Name a black person that you know that lives in Chinatown.
Man, they won't even probably rent to you if you black.
Can't even find an ad to know how to rent in Chinatown. So, again, like these are the moments when I be like, why bother? Why bother? So the same group is arguing to create, that is saying that we want to desegregate, is now arguing to create a space that will disenfranchise some black folks to create space for the Asian community. That makes complete and logical sense. So they're going to build a ward that is essentially Asian populated. Are black kids going to be, when they wanted to build an Asian high school, did they want it to build it so that it could be integrated? Or did they want to build it so that their kids could be segregated because they didn't want them to go to Phillips, where there was a shooting outside when the kids was coming out the door? What's the difference? Now, the difference is when the next time they want to come take NTA, or the next time they want to plop something down in your neighborhood that you don't want, you ain't got nobody to tell you. I'm not tripping, though. Keep voting for you. We dance to our own demise. And quite frankly, never mind. I won't even be frank. Ruthie. So we're fighting to desegregate the city. At the same time, we're going to take stuff away from black people to create a Chinese ward. They're going to build a Chinese high school and a Chinese library, which probably will be the highest performing high school in the city.
Come on.
Of which we will be excluded from. And we are right now, being forced to cheer like we all against the racist white guy who didn't want to have affordable housing in his neighborhood. Please tell me, you ever been to the Hilliard Towers now? It's Chinese.
Just like Lake Meadows.
That used to be the black jump off.
I know.
That's where you started out. When you was black and you was trying to get a place, Lake Meadows, Prairie Shores. That is now
foreign. Just like IIT.
But you can't, but y'all fighting for desegregation. The only time they're going to desegregate you out your black neighborhood. They desegregating Woodlawn right now.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. They are. How desegregation working for, ain't y'all fight them white people? Anyway, I'm going to stop. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about sports betting, passing in the city of Chicago. And don't forget, we got concealed carry class, so we need you to still sign up because we still have a few seats left. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP. Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:33 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. On the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 38 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is at 33. On the Edens, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange, 40. Exchange back out to Deerfield will be 41. Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 47 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 34. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, 48 minutes. 35 minutes outbound. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 34 minutes. It will be 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is now 18 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive, south 55th to Jackson is 9 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 13. The north side is still locked in at 8 minutes. Today's weather is currently 46 and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 64 with a low of 30. I'm Riis the Ruler, and here's some Valerie here on the Mace Jackson Show.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay this fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Oh, yeah. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think if I was to think what you're doing, in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over there?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Miss Ruthie Mo, in the building. Ruthie, you been holding that collar kind of tight.
No,
you
I
see
haven't.
Reis? You see
I
she
wear
doubled
scarves all the time.
She tied it back tighter.
I'm about to go turn the heat all the way
Turn
up.
the heat all the way up.
All the way
Turn it all the way up. Ruthie gonna be like,
y'all extra petty.
we not extra petty.
Y'all extra petty.
We
And I'm telling you, if I ever creep out the country, y'all will be the last people to know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
right.
When that
Keyword was
scarf-
creep out the
See,
country.
that scarf gonna tell it.
Was that right? The scarf gonna tell it all.
It's winter.
It's not.
was saying,
It's 65 degrees outside.
Ruthie.
Ruthie
Come on
over. She like,
Ruthie.
if you we got to make arrangements first. Did you communicate properly? Because where you sleeping?
Communication is key.
Look, where you sleeping?
Said, Ruthie, I'm flying you out to Soma Royal.
Hey, that's the question right there.
What? Where you sleeping?
Where you sleeping at?
Oh,
We sleeping in this king size bed. I got
we sleeping in this daggone twin.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
Twin.
Oh my
Get a twi-
goodness.
Man. Well, I ain't seen a twin size bed in so long.
Good.
Man, please.
Upgrade.
Man, I want a king size bed actually.
Really?
I don't know my room would fit it. I think if my bed has a big old frame around it, I'm thinking the frame around it probably is
That's right
enough
size
to make it the right size. I want a sleep number.
Me too.
Um,
Don't worry. I'll have another uprising, and we're gonna be good.
Yeah, you can't just carry that on the side.
Maze, bring the truck. Bring the truck.
and you had in that. You got to just hope for one of them little, and they be like raid and stuff. That's how you get everything, man. Like you said, that dude that had that mattress on the hood.
Uh-huh.
That's all. See,
First of all, that was right next door to TP. That was 5 doors down from TP. 5 doors down from TP.
Maze
Right?
like, no, keep that right down there.
Nah, I really like keep y'all ass up out the lot.
I can see Maze like remember on the barbershop when it started, and then he finna throw the bottle up. He's like, no, I can see Maze doing that. No,
Man, I'm gonna tell you though, I couldn't imagine being a dude whose joint it was, watching it happen. Like imagine being there sitting there and you watching as your you got insurance and so, but you just like,
hopefully
y'all finna no, he did.
I can't believe they just burnt down my $10,000 TVs. I got just installed 10 all 15 10.
Reis, can I tell you something? That comes back. I promise you it comes back, and you know the moment it comes back. Cause when it reverses on you, you be like, oh, it come right to your head. You be like, them damn 10 TVs.
See, listen, that's when you get the money and you done with that account, okay? You take everything out that account and you start to know what's wrong.
I'm not
with
talking
you.
about, Reis, I'm talking about okay, maybe your inner voice is muted a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Got it. All right, yesterday, sports betting passed in the city council. And did I mention that today is casino day? You know, casino day today is the day that the 3 companies that have 5 proposals present to the public their plan for the Chicago casino. But before that could happen, the sports owner said, we want a piece of the action. And so they passed a bill in city council, passed an ordinance yesterday in city council that raised the ban on sports betting, and they get 2% tax on it. Estimated to bring in about $500,000 a year. Peanuts. 500,000. Ruthie, that's not the lights for one day. They passed it with aspirational minority contracting goals. Even as Tom Ricketts from the Cubs said, we have a $100 million deal with FanDuel ready to go. No black participation. And it happened again. Like with the example of cannabis. We were sold the fact that there was nothing they could do about it because the people in Springfield didn't do what they were supposed to do. So my question was, well, why don't everybody stop and go back to Springfield and get it right? How does Springfield pass a law that prohibits black people from even participating? And this is how they do it, right? While they talking about segregation, they say only people who have, this is how you write an RFP, only venues that have over 10,000 seats, that have multiple blah, blah, blahs, games, etc. on multiple days. So you don't segregate it by saying no black people. You just segregate it by saying some stuff that ain't no black people got a part of. So you can, and then they say, well, there's nobody else that can do it. And it's not us, it's FanDuel. It's not us, it's DraftKings. It's not us, it's Bally's. It's not us, it's Hard Rock. It's not us, it's someone else that does it. And there's nothing that we can do except pass it. Ruthie. So in the same week that I watched J.B. Pritzker go on TV, walk through the black community, take pictures with black folks, after he cut us out, I watched the city council pass sports betting with absolutely no black answer. I watch and so while you got your $3.9 million Anjanette Young settlement in the same meeting, which became the story, that's the black story. The black story is Anjanette Young finally got justice under the cover of white people robbing us again. And let me not say under the cover of sports teams and owners figuring out systematically how to exclude us without really saying you're excluded. I feel like I am on a hamster wheel. And I am so grateful for the 9 people that said no. Just because, for whatever reason. Shout out to David Moore, who said, why can't we be intentional about being inclusive? Like they spend as much time with a lawyer trying to figure out how to create monopolies as they could take that same brain power and say, how can we create a unique opportunity here? How can we put our best foot forward where everybody eats? And remember, we're not talking about original rich. We're talking about re-rich. So, yes, it's impressive that Jerry Reinsdorf and Tom Ricketts and Rocky Wirtz get on and they tell us about all of why they need to make more money. But when have they had... And again, Ruthie, here's what will happen. There will be $100 million, $200 million people of color package that we will find some Asian engineering firm, black construct. How has our black construction industry been doing? Right? Like, I in the face of this, It's complete silence. Like, really. And it's on to the next. And I run into the wall and bang my head on the wall and scream and yell and scream. And I be the crazy one. Hollering in the wilderness, saying, hey, y'all, we could have got a piece of that. At the same time, the white guys that are owning the teams are saying, we not finna let that guy make another $1 billion without us getting a piece. And they come out on the same day that they just passed each other. And it wasn't a coincidence that they announced the R3 money yesterday either. So Negroes is running around talking about, man, I got awarded a grant. Happy for you. Happy for you. We get grants off the $80 million that they made. We get the crumbs of the $80 million. Of $80 million. Now, because we ain't never seen no money like that, that's big money to us until you realize that 80 million is missing 3 zeros. For them. They like, wait, I got to give you 80 million to make $1 billion? I take that deal all day. I take that deal all day. And then on the same day, while we're running around announcing this, that they announced that there will be, the craft growers won't get their licenses. Jammed up. So they got all this money and all this property and everything tied up. So while we're cheering for the grants, they're gutting us.
Jammed up.
And I'm on the hamster wheel. Saying, hey, y'all. Like, and not even for my power, for yours. When is DraftKings ever going to come talk to a city council person? Remember Ed Burke brought down a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund trader had to come and sit in front of his desk. Now, imagine if you did that to FanDuel, but you wasn't doing it for yourself. You was doing it for your people. It is a taxing existence to keep watching these things happen. And it's almost like y'all it's like, and the band played on. And the band played on. The ship is literally sinking. Like, bro, we are at 600 to 800,000 people. We're not even 50. We're not even in the 50s no more. In the 50% at CPS. You have nothing that is left that is sacred. You got statues. I gotta ask you though. When is enough? Like, I don't. So, there's no investment opportunities? Like, there was none?
You can't even bring money to the table.
Like, so I got money to spend and I can't get in? While we talk fairness, equity, and inclusion. Like, I just, it's a hamster wheel. And it is. Like, who are our vocal allies? Where? And now today, they're going to unveil the casino. 4 or 5 casino programs. So, Ruthie, I'll tell you. Tomorrow we're going to be talking to the owners of O-Block, who are also bidding on a casino. I'm tired of being in the middle of pawnsmanship. So I don't want the pain and suffering of black people to be our currency. And right now it is currency for a class of our people. So when I look at these debates, I look at them with a jaundiced eye because I recognize that everybody has learned how to use the plight of our people to economic advantage. Whether it be the owners of O Block, whether it be our pastors, whether it be our politicians. That pain and suffering serves as capital in other arenas. And so what you find is that people take our poverty and use it to leverage themselves a place at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Without a return to the people.
Come on. Our gatekeepers gatekeeping for themselves. And it wouldn't be so bad if they would. I'm with you, Maze. It's like a hamster wheel sometimes. That's why I just be having to take a deep breath. But I think the saddest part is when you see it and you know it. And people get to benefit from you saying something. But then they look at you like it's like you crazy.
Story of my life.
That has to be so frustrating.
It is. It is. It's like, and I don't know. I mean, like literally, another $1 billion industry just opened shop on Ruthie. It's going to be 7 blocks from here. I'm going to have to drive past it every day when I come here. And I'm tired of looking in the mirror wanting to be a lion but getting treated like a mouse. And I get treated like a mouse because you can bet on that for as many amens as you get, it ain't gonna match the tithes and offerings. So a lot of people gonna be amen in the amen corner, but when it's time to pass the plate, when it's time to make the sacrifice, they not gonna do it.
That's deep.
So a lot of people love Minister May's preaching because as the plate does get passed, the white folks be like, okay, well, let's give them some of the pennies off the Now, you can't let that, when you say you don't want the platform is what it is because they like, you can't let the platform get any bigger. So you can't really say advertise there. You can't really get the people that have benefited would ordinarily come and say, man, let me hit you off. Let me make sure that we're advertising. Let me make sure we're supporting you so that you can continue. But what it becomes is utilize the platform how it's beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
But really,
it ain't quid pro quo enough.
Right.
In the way that it truly
You be looking
matters.
at people you feed. Like you have fed. That make money because of you. Because of the space that you've created. It's a hamster wheel. And like my frustration at watching this happen again yesterday, and it's like the lone 2 or 3 people who say, well, what about? And everybody just kind of put their head down and go with the flow. And it's like, why keep swimming upstream? Why? Because that same... Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Ruthie, you got anything on this? Because I just don't understand. I can't believe it passed. I mean, I feel like they couldn't wait. Remember how they told us they couldn't wait for cannabis? We had to do it now or else it was going to be. And we said, just wait. Nope, couldn't wait. They said, we promised that we'll go back to Springfield and we'll fix it. Ain't nothing been fixed.
Just wait.
Yet.
Ain't that the same thing that happened with the presidential election? Just wait, black people. We got y'all. Just get Biden and Kamala in. Just wait.
Hey, y'all. Saturday and Sunday, we are having a concealed carry class. Starts at 8 o'clock on Saturday. You get all your book work. And on Sunday, we go out to the gun range where you will learn how to shoot your target, and you will have everything that you need to be prepared to file for your conceal and carry license. I have postponed and put it off. But what we've tried to do is make it very convenient for you. So it'll be located at 5401 South Wentworth in the classroom at TP. Sit down, get comfortable, get you some snacks. Learn how to shoot that thing. Then get you a card. Protect yourself. You got to have us a defensive plan and a defensive strategy. I feel like we know that the cavalry is not coming. And so understanding that, we have to be prepared. That's why What's in it for the Black People is hosting our first annual, not annual because I think we'll do it more frequently, our first concealed carry class located at 5401 South Wentworth. Now you can go on Eventbrite, put in WIIFTBP concealed carry, or you can go to TP and pay directly, ask for Big Swill. He'll get you a ticket, get you all registered, and you can be with us this Saturday and Sunday as we go to get our concealed carry, complete the training for concealed carry. I've been putting it off for so long, Ruthie. I've been like, I'm going to do it. Finally did it. And what kind of gun you going to get? You got it. Well, you going to get a big gun or a little gun?
A little one. I got to be able to conceal it.
All right. Right. They'll be like, Ruthie, what you got in your back pocket? What's wrong with your hip?
That's a flashlight.
What you get? They say that to me, but that's a different stuff. Anyway, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I want to thank everybody from WBGX who has tuned in to us. We appreciate you every day from 6:30 to 8. Now you can continue this conversation with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, because we're going to continue talking about this when we come back. Plus, 8 o'clock, the crime fight. The violence narrative, has it won in Chicago? I think it actually has. I was reading the Greg Hines in today's Cranes magazine, and he said, Mayor Lightfoot, this is the job you asked for. So we're going to talk about it because I think it's an interesting dynamic, especially considering the Anjanette Young piece. We'll talk about it all when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Oh, man. They done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up! So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talking about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them.
Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistics, and of course the ballistics. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family.
And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know.
And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm going to wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, it's going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breaching security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history. All because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed. To certain rights, we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Terrorism. Terrorism. Terrorism. Terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, in the building. Ruthie Moore, I don't know if you saw in the news, former state senator Toy Hutchinson and cannabis czar, current cannabis czar, in the Pritzker administration is leaving to join the Marijuana Policy Institute. She is, I think she's been, the czar, the cannabis czar for a year and a half? Like a year and a half? But she is leaving to go pass marijuana, help new other states.
Going to D.C.
Well, actually, she's going to be based in Chicago, but she'll be working on the national efforts to legalize cannabis in other states. I think that, and so I was reading in Politico, and I got to be honest with y'all. Y'all know I went to school with Toy, and I still, she's happy. She's not very happy with me right now, because I feel like we got played on this cannabis. And, I think that a lot of times what happens is we give things a pass because our people are in front of it, right? And it's like, because I know you, I want you to be successful. So it's like I get all the love when it's like we trying to support you. But when we get screwed, then it's like if I say something, then I'm anti and it's go the other way and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I want to read, because I guess, is there a different definition of success for black people and white people? I think if there ever was an example of it, I think when you read this story in today's Politico, it says, okay, for the past 2 years, Hutchinson has advised Pritzker on additional elements of the law that address criminal justice reform and equity. The process of diversifying the industry itself, however, has been stalled as the state's application efforts are stuck in courts, keeping black and brown dispensary owners on hold. It's been frustrating to hear people say it's failed. It's taking longer than any of us hoped, but it's absolutely happening, Hutchinson said, pointing to all the successes that have emerged from legalizing cannabis. Now pay attention. We've seen 500,000 arrest records wiped, over 20,000 criminal convictions pardoned, and $35 million poured back into communities affected by the war on drugs. And the lottery winners for dispensaries and on the ag side are so damn diverse. Let me ask. So I think that that is the case of the goalpost being moved. I was under the impression that our success would be based on economics and the diversity. And remember, we had the most equitable program in the nation. And it was supposed to be about us, the people who were locked up, being able to benefit from it as well. And now we currently have 0 cannabis operators, black owners and operators. But now our success is defined by how many people got out of jail. I don't know that you can put $35 or $85 million up against $1 billion and consider that a success and say, we're going to split this 80. We're going to check this out. We're going to split this 80 million among 200 organizations. And we're going to split this billion among 6.
Perspective.
And because you don't know, because $80 or $100 million seems like an infinite number to anybody black, you miss it. Man, we got $35 million. I mean, again, no shade to nobody that's getting a grant. I feel like you playing me if I take the grant while they are making billions. They're like, we could not have expected the amount of money that we're making from cannabis and taxes. And so they making more than they even projected. So why mess with anything? So keep it all tied up in the courts. Because by the time I get to $5 billion, right? Because this is the second year. So we're going to be at $2 billion before we even get a start. And now the responsible party gets to bounce. And now now it's going to be the same thing that happened with the sports betting. You're going to say, she made the promise. She not here no more. I wasn't here for that. And now we're going to have to start. So I'll be so happy when our people chip out. And it's like, I feel like I'm the only one who ain't chipped out. Like, who can't just chip out? Like, because real talk, this is the last time I'm going to probably talk about this. Right? And again, I'm not even in the cannabis industry. The people that got licenses don't have dispensaries. Like, okay. So, and then I would be accused of being
anti-black woman.
Yes. I'm not. Like, I want everybody to win. I want all the black people to win. But I'm starting to believe that is a futile effort. And it's like, do y'all understand that happened in the same window? Sports betting 0. They're going to be telling us about some one dude who, let me stop. National hero for getting white boys rich and no black people. And I don't know how you base success. How can you, if you gave white people a head start? Go ahead. What you got?
We be down so bad that she can coast all the way across the nation with the rhetoric of expungements and pardons and criminal records, and that will be applauded. And it's like, when you read this, if you ain't got your eye open, you might go along with it, unless you know. Because literally, that's all we got was some pardons and some lawyers getting rich. For real, for real. And remember, the whole criminal justice aspect of cannabis is why I feel like we was behind on it, because they knew, get a black criminal justice reform. Get the pastors on board with that. Who gonna say no? All the while, they're re-riching themselves, and she just gets to kind of coast, you know. Because, I mean, think about this. If Pritzker can point to Toy Hutchins and say, y'all need to ask her. Like, make her the face, and now she like, shit, I'm gone. Now, again, just like you said, now who can we point to say, what happened with this? So I think it's low-key smart move for her to get out and take her talents to South Beach, because she ain't trying to be left holding, quote unquote, the bag related to this debacle. I know people that got these licenses that's literally like struggling, trying to figure out their next move. And them same people can't say nothing because they feel like if they say something, they might not get nothing.
872-259-7474. Has the cannabis program in Illinois been successful? Well, I guess for who?
Low-key, I would have preferred for Toy Hutchinson to go into the private sector and use the knowledge that she got to bring it back to us. Like the white people do. Like that white woman, I don't know who started I can't.
Bridget Degnan.
Thank you.
She worked at the joint. She used it, and then she flipped into.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Toy. I need Toy to take their route, but we got to go to non.
Let me show you how they do this, though.
Good
God. Just like they voted for the aldermanic prerogative, they voted to eliminate their power. She wrote the law where she can't get in, so she wrote herself out of it.
So she got to go the nonprofit route,
right? Right.
So she probably getting what, 200,000.
Oh, she probably making about 4 or 5.
Instead of 4 or 5 mil though, if she would have went private and be like, "Hey y'all, I got the knowledge."
I don't want no more for y'all no more.
I can see it is frustrating.
I'm saying like, but again, if you I can't tell how many. Let me tell you. I one time told a dude who was making maybe $150,000. If you leave with your skill set and go to white folks and act like what you really could do, you could probably make 2 or 3 times what you making. Does it, and then I turn around and then he criticizing me for turning the opportunity. Like, how you gonna work with the white people and gonna call people and be like, how your man gonna be working with Parlor Pizza? We turn crisis into opportunity. And it's like we only believe we're allowed to eat a certain amount. And if we get too greedy, and greedy to us is anything over $250,000. White boys, it's like I'm not mad at anyone personally. I just don't understand how we don't see it. Like,
people see it. People just don't say nothing.
I think it's crazy. Yes,
people just don't say nothing. It's this whole system of, I don't even know what to call it. The whole Illinois political media, all of these things work together from this grant money to the data to these research institutions, literally to the media. Like, it all works together. And it's kind of like when you see the connections between all those things, you do feel like you on a hamster wheel. Because literally we can sit here and read the same news article and take away different conclusions. Like, literally, like legit. And it's kind of, part of me is like, okay, so why can't Toy Hutchinson take her talents to South Beach and do what she feel like she needs to do? Like, this is a black woman. Like, why shouldn't we support her?
I think we have. You know, let's back up. Let's be clear. I have much love, respect for Toy, for JGB, for those sisters for getting involved in the fight. And I would that they could do as the white folks do.
Mm-hmm.
And get a job to their husband or get a job to their wife and they become millionaires or do it the way.
Yep. Make more millionaires like they do. I just hate the way we don't get to play politics the way the white people do.
Man, if you are telling the story of my life, it's like,
we don't even think we don't even try for the most part.
It's like, when do we win? Like, when do we win? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Riis, open up that phone line because I think somebody is there. Is there somebody on the line? Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. Has the cannabis program been successful in Illinois?
Absolutely not. It hasn't been since Crespo located the corporate offices here in Chicago. At that point, white companies had a competitive advantage that no black business would interrupt. The model was over. Mays, you can talk about it over and over, whether it's cannabis, whether it's sports betting, whether it's contracting with state and local government. But the fact remains that our black politicians just don't understand economics. They certainly don't understand it in a capitalistic country like America. What black politicians that we've elected has ever ran a private business for profit? What black politician has ever headed a corporation for profit? What black politician has ever been an executive for a for-profit corporation? I don't think any of the 18 or 19 or 21 that we have elected in city council or probably state government that applies to. Mays, when I came to this city as a CPA, I worked for black businesses that were doing business, making money with CPS. TNT Food Company, no longer in existence. Neil Bus Company. These were businesses that had contracts with CPS. Now, not one does.
It's
as you said, it's futile.
I am truly beginning to believe it is futile. Like, I don't understand. Do we have less self-worth in our own vision of ourselves? Like, understand that the CPS is the second largest contracting. They paid the second biggest budget in the county. Like, we don't. When you look at everything for black people, it is used for profitability for everyone else but us. Period. And it's like they sell us the get out of jail free card as the answer. Like, get out of jail free, it's just like getting out of jail, and then they give you a bus pass and say, ride back to the city that you came from 20 years ago where don't nobody you know live there and start over. Congratulations, you out of jail, now what? We giving you nothing to work with. Go to the live line. Is anybody else on the call? The concept of even what we deserve. Like, and I don't mean it from the standpoint, like, I don't even feel like people walk to the table thinking like, we're not at the table as equals. We're at the table, and if you're at the table, you're treated at the table like you should be happy to be at the table. Or somebody got to pick you and say, I've decided that I'm going to make you my project.
That part. Somebody got to pick you.
And
generally, when you get picked, you better shut up. You can't get picked and eat at the table and be talking. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to eat, you better shut your mouth. You want some advancement? You want me to put that call in for you? You better not say nothing.
Yes. And so, I can't begrudge anybody their opportunity. I can't. And it's like, the more and more I think about it, when, people be like, how you say it, we be so, do it again, we be
down so bad. So bad.
That I feel like, man, okay. If we gonna keep getting picked over, it's the Mays Jackson show. Because I don't know that anybody can resist. Like, we just gotta be, like.
It's the best and the brightest, too. They be creaming us.
What does that mean? Creaming us?
Like
I say that. Nope. Just hold it. Don't even want to know. Yo. She just got back from town. She just got back in town, and she ain't unwrapped her neck. And now she talking about cream. It's the Mays Jackson show. Caller, you on the Mays Jackson show?
Good morning, Mays. Good morning, Ruthie.
Good morning.
My name is Diane, and I've called the show before, and I try to listen to you daily, and I'm not always able to, but I hate to see you and I like Ruthie say, I hate to use the word hate, but I do hate to see you frustrated about the state of Black people. We are not going to do anything. We're not going anywhere because we do not stick together. It's just that simple. And until we take the mantle and pass it to each other, it's Maze, I'm 68 years old. I listened to WVON when I was a kid. The same stuff keeps going on. We keep talking about it, but ain't nobody doing anything about it. So I don't know. You know, you say you're 50 years old. I don't know where you've been. I think that you're a pretty smart young man, and I think that you can see that we're just not going to get it together. And until we do, I don't know why we keep sitting up having all these platforms. What's wrong with us? We are what's wrong with us. And that's all I have. It's just sad, you know. I don't have anything else to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. I feel like Diane. I mean, straight up. Like, people calling, what can we do? How about don't do nothing? Like, how is it, why is the pressure always put on us to make everybody else be comfortable while we be in lack? Like, mugs will call you up and tell you what you ain't doing while they chilling. They kicking it. Why you ain't working hard enough? You doing too much. You doing this, you doing that. I be like,
but see, okay, so think about this. If we know that the system is built on exploiting Black people, Black bodies, right? Black everything, then in order for people who are exploiting those people to be able to operate, they got to get the okay. And so sometimes that okay is given through like the spiritual realm. It's given through politics. Like, but the reason why I always say gatekeepers is because they use the gatekeepers to okay the plundering. And once the gatekeepers okay the plundering, then the people that are doing the plundering can sleep pretty good at night. But in order to be a gatekeeper, you got to be picked and you got to shut up. You can't say nothing. And so it just creates this ecosystem where it's like we can't win. And if you want to win, you got to shut up. And that's why they make so many of us shut up. Because we just trying to get a seat at the table and keep it. And it's just a system. That's why I say burn it all down, because we can't operate in this system. They use Black faces to keep up with the charade. And all of us ain't good out here. The majority of us ain't good out here. So whereas you can go national and tout the criminal justice reforms related to marijuana in Illinois, we know that we ain't good out here. What good is it if your record expunged if you ain't getting no money?
Well, you get out of jail and they put you on a Greyhound with your white t-shirt, your issue jeans. So everybody looking at you like you ain't supposed to be here. They don't want to sit next to you on the bus. You've been incarcerated. Then they drop you off in front of in your old neighborhood. Everybody done moved. And they be like, survive, nigga.
You expunged. Be happy.
You's free. What you saying back there, Riis? Go on, turn it on.
Oh, no, I said we just trying to get our reparations.
We just out here trying to get our reparations. But I think the thing is, we getting them
out here pump faking. They
getting us
for sure.
Pump faking
for sure.
Like, I mean, think about how many. Do you know how many cannabis owners right now? How many Black people sitting around thought they was gone?
I know some that are struggling.
And they trying to hold on, and the whole premise was to stretch them out. So then, guess what? In about 2 weeks,
or something?
And then 2 weeks, then everybody gonna be coming around like, I'll buy that back from you for $100. I buy you. Look, they tell you gotta wait 2 more years, and I tell you I got $100,000 for you right now. Who ain't taking it?
Someone bleeding.
They bleed. Oh no, they bleeding out. And realistically, they got their own operators in the place buying them up. So the people tying you up in court, I got their own brokers that are out there hiding themselves so they could buy up your dispensary license. Mm-hmm. Or, don't get me started talking about, your boy jumped in our stuff too, right? Did you see Ricky jumped in the sports betting piece?
No.
And decided that he was going to he's going down to save it in Springfield. Like, now my question becomes, there again. Anyway, that's why I'm tired of, I'm on this hamster wheel that I'm going to have to get off. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, y'all, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world. And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? This is Riis the Ruler. The time is now 8:32 a.m. and I'm coming to you with traffic and weather. Today in traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 38 outbound to O'Hare will be 33 on the Edens. We will be 41 minutes in both directions from Deerfield to Exchange and back. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 1 hour. Back out to Thorndale will be 46 minutes. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 53 minutes. Outbound will be 43. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 37 minutes. 31 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is now 19 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jacksonville, the Jackson to 55th will be 9 minutes and 8 minutes north Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather is currently still 46 and mostly cloudy. Today was a high of 64 and a low of 30. I'm Riis the Ruler, and all this sunshine, we need to go ahead and just let it snow here on the Maze Jackson Show.
It's another Christmas holiday. It's a joyous thing, let the angels sing, 'cause we're together. We got a thing that can't let it slip away. Though outside it's rain and sleet, when our bodies meet, I don't care about the weather. Let it snow, let it snow. Outside it's cold, but the fire's blazing, so baby, let it snow. Let it snow. Come over here and help me trim the tree. I wanna wrap you up, baby, then you'll see you're the only present I need. There's so much more waiting for you in store. From this precious day, I can't really say there's no place that I'd rather be. And oh, you are my everything. Come a little closer. God must have sent you down from heaven. Let it snow, let it snow. Outside it's cold, but the fire's blazing, so baby, let it snow. Let it snow, baby. Let it snow. Let it snow.
listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Mizzo for Shizzo and the Hizzo, as well as my dude Riis, the ruler. Riis, you back there? You party in the? You still party in the front? Business in the front, party in the back. You ain't been
back. I'm back Tuesday.
You ain't been partying lately.
He ain't got no haircut.
Man, I ain't been partying. I've been relaxing.
Oh, I'm gonna be relaxing too.
Son home,
Walking around the house with his shirt off still.
Yesterday was the first day that he didn't have his shirt off, and that's only because his little girlfriend was over there, So,
hey man,
other than that,
my son be walking down. He's starting to get some shoulders on him.
Yeah,
and he getting his little V cut. I be like, hey dog, come here. I still on him.
Yeah, I was just finna say, man.
I be like, come here.
You just gotta let your kids know you crazy.
I be like, come here. He be like, he be coming over. I be like, come here.
Y'all
like,
both got like one more year before they can take y'all.
Give dad a hug. And right when he come to give me a hug, bam, right in the chest.
Hey, Ruthie, I'm sorry. Listen,
they just will probably let y'all win out of respect, but come on now.
My son is a suburban. I am from the hood. I will whoop my and remember, I had my son early, so
straight up in a head to head. No weapons on nothing. You can still take them.
I will whoop my son.
Like you can't pick up nothing.
I'm whooping my kids.
No belt, no nothing.
Forever. Till I'm 90.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not even right now. Right now, I got it.
You got to put it in the fear of him.
Your son an athlete, Maze. He got the stamina. He up.
Yeah, but he a little light.
Now, if I have another son and then, he get 20 and I'm, 60 or 50. So,
Hold on, 50. Don't trip on 50. Don't trip on 50. I still got it, boy. I'm gonna tell you.
Y'all better be nice to y'all sons.
Be nice to y'all. Keep them
y'all
tough,
better be nice to y'all sons before they take y'all.
Please. You better get it together.
You know what happened to Marvin Gaye, right?
What happened to him?
Oh, then exactly.
You see, he's talking smack to his daddy.
Exactly.
Like, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. He lived up to that one. That's not funny, but it is funny. I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. We got calls. Let's go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. Is it possible for black people to ever get unified? I don't know about that. It's the Maze
Good
Jackson
morning, Maze, the Star.
Hey, Star Cunningham. Star thought you was coming up to TP so you could get you some gear and register for the concealed carry class. We ain't
I am. I'm Saturday. I'm coming up there Saturday.
Okay.
I'll be in the city Saturday.
All right.
I was waiting on a Ruthie Moore to burn it down. Ruthie Moore didn't let me down. You said earlier in the show, Maze, that they create the legislation to keep us out. And that's exactly what they did in cannabis, is because they said that only those that were operating in medical could operate, be part of these licenses. And I got a dispensary. My name is on one of those. But Ruthie said something powerful a little while ago. She said we have to be quiet. Like, it's almost like we feel like we can't ask questions, we can't say anything because they we know who they are. They are out there just waiting to take it from us for nothing. And you get tired, Maze. It's one of those days, it's one of those shows that you have where you just kind of say, man, if everything is designed against me, everything, if everything is designed against me, then how do I get up the next day and keep attempting to fight? Because, it's a war, and I don't even know if we in it. Not let alone not winning it. I don't even know if we in it, because when it comes to the hundreds of millions, there's a study about the trillions of dollars lost in the state of Illinois due to systemic racism. There's a study, so they would rather have $5 billion than have $1 trillion just to make sure you have zero. That's all I got today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's like, why do you wake up to fight another day? when I feel like it is literally programmed in us and them, and I've watched it play out numerous times, and it's like you can't say nothing. Because the moment you say something, then they can tell you about everything that they gonna do, and it's like by the people that benefit from it. Like, yeah. So, any other body on that line? Give us a call, 872-259-74. I'm gonna be honest with you. So she said that, and she asked you about getting up and fighting every morning. I'm letting y'all know that I'm taking at least 2 weeks off. Starting after tomorrow. It's been a long year. And I gotta get my mind right. And I'm going to tell you that watching has, in some way, I don't want to say damaged my psyche, but it has literally drained my battery. Like, I am literally operating on a 1% battery at this point on blackness in general. And it's like, I'm real about mine. Like, this ain't like a, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think people be thinking it's an act, or sometimes they think like this stuff keeps me awake at night. And I think for a short moment, and I tend to take a break around Christmas time anyway. But I know that for right now, I don't know how you wake up in the fight for your people like forever. Like, you talk about Jesse Jackson, right? I don't know. I don't know how you.
Well, I think it's one of those things where you learn about leverage. Like, because we be down so bad, we be having to leverage.
But then, you do, but then even your leverage.
But I think there's a difference between perceived self-leverage and then collective leverage. And I think those are two very different, divergent paths. They kind of start off at the same place, and the place that they start off is how they get us, because it start off with your love for black people or wanting better for your people. And it's so hard to deny anything that's rooted in that until you see the manifestation of how that has hurt us, because they just pick us off. And I think that the whole idea and concept of leverage, that's what black people do to get ahead. We leverage our blackness
for the benefit of white folks.
Yes, it's the manifestation of it, because we do it. Like, we all leveraging our blackness in some type of way, even if you unconsciously do it. So it's like, how do we leverage for all of us though? And I think most of us start off with really good intentions. I think most of us start off and say, you know what? When I get my seat at the table, I'm going to do A, B, C, and X, Y, and Z. I'm going to go into politics because I want to change the world. And I think that we start off with good intentions, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
I am from the space that we got to decide.
We need less public servants and more capitalists.
What?
I said it. We need less public servants and more capitalists.
That is a conundrum.
I know. I don't even like saying it. But it seemed like every time Every time we get leveraged, it's a dollar behind it somewhere. Or billions or millions of dollars behind it somewhere.
Yeah. For me, I think that the black community, we got some work to do. We got some conversations to have. I'm gonna be honest with you and say that having such a public forum gives way too many people an opportunity to express opinions on what black folks talk about. And I think, I like to have the concept of, this is a conversation between us, and you just get the privilege of listening or watching. And I come from a place where I'm not this. I've said before, I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of what somebody gonna do to me, what something is gonna happen, how they gonna do it, etc. It's a burden that I am going to take some time to clear my head with. Right? Tomorrow, as an example of where I'm at, we're going to bring the owners of O Block onto the Maze Jackson show. I told you all, I'm not the housing guy. That's Tamiko. Tamiko's job is to kick butt and hold these people accountable on the housing side. And I'm not going to say that it's not connected, but y'all know I'm always looking for the opportunities to create economic opportunities. Today is casino day. I found out about an investment opportunity that was presented to me, quite frankly, after we had the conversation about Pastor Brooks. Mm-hmm. And the invitation to invest in one of the casinos was presented to me. And throughout the presentation, I was like, damn. I mean, this multiplier could be in. And then as I was already counting my money and was thinking like, man, I said, hold it. What's in it for the black people? And so you can imagine, I don't know if y'all saw me when I was in here on Tuesday and I had on all what's in it for the black people. So imagine I walked into the investment meeting wearing what's in it for the black people, and the president of the company sits across the table and he cannot stop reading my shirt. Like, did you really? Like, these dudes in these suits and I walk in some all black with what's in it for the black people hoodie on. Sit down at the table, and as they converse, they probably expecting me to scream and yell and blah, 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 blah. None of that. And then after the opportunity, and I'm going to tell you, they was like, hey, the opportunity for the bag came. I haven't taken a vow of poverty. But I said, before I can participate in this, what you got for the rest of my people? What you got for us? What's in it for the black people? Because I think that they thought y'all could get me up in this room by myself and then be like, Maze, here's the ivory. You remember, I met the devil before.
Come on.
I met the devil before. He done took me to the top and said, do what you want. You can have it all. So you got to imagine that they had already had an investment program that some of us knew about. Some black folks knew about and maybe didn't tell everybody. But tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit about O Block, but we also going to talk about opening that investment opportunity up to a wider group of black folks. Things that are happening behind the scenes that we have no clue about. And those are things that, like, he was like, well, we had this and we've had outreaches and we've talked to people. I was like, but who told the people? They told their boy, they told their girl, but who told the people? Who said to black folks, so tomorrow, get your money up. I know, again, I'm rolling with Tamiko and BCU and all our guys as it relates to dealing with these people in the space of housing and construction. But that ain't my business.
Mm-hmm.
You ask me to be there, I'll be there. My business is trying to create economic opportunities for black people on a whole. So tomorrow, not only was I able to get a cut for self,
mm-hmm.
and while there are other people that have been getting their cuts and are aware of the program, tomorrow it will be available to our audience. The investment opportunity will be available to our audience. I'm not going to keep it and hide it. That's some requirements and some things you got to jump through, and you got to have your money ready. But for as little as $10,000, you can get in.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about that tomorrow. And so, you know, Ruthie, it's kind of crazy. Because somewhere, I texted you this week, and I told you it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's happening. But at the same time, to get it, there's still that one piece that I'm having a problem with. You know, you can imagine when they was like, well, you could do this. And just, you know, Maze, I was like, oh, dog, you thought you was finna be up in here with me and be like, Maze, you could be rich and you could do it, and you man, you go home, you be straight. Nah, dog, you got to come on, you got to tell my people about it. Don't tell us about, yeah, I know it's, and can I be clear that there's a variety of different levels of gatekeepers and insiders and all of that stuff, right? Depending on what information you're sharing or not sharing or opportunities, et cetera, and whether you keep it inside of your group or your, my problem is I don't keep anything inside of my group. If it happens, I'm telling it right here. Maybe that's a problem, though. I'm going to tell you.
Come on.
Everything is not for everybody. And I do believe that when I come back, in the event that I come back, we are going to probably have to go to a subscription-based model. And even if that means we have a lesser audience, because we got to be able to control the flow of our information. And the challenge becomes that the information, like, there is no safe place for black people to talk. We can't even have ideas without it turning into somebody feeling like they got the opportunity to express their opinion on your opinions. And so, I gotta take a break. I'm gonna enjoy my granddaughter. Right? I'm going to enjoy my family. My son is out. I've been running around trying to balance in between this and that and this and that. We got a 360 business we got to get together. And so, yeah, tomorrow, after tomorrow, you probably won't see me for a few weeks. Because I gotta get, yesterday was just a lot. Yesterday was more than a lot. It was too much. It wasn't just a lot. It was too much. To know that you have been working on sport, like, to know that you've been working on this forever and you've been, for 2 years, you've been like, look, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And for people to be like, well, we didn't know. We can't. Like the pump fakes. Call this person. Talk to this person. Well, let me see if I can arrange a meeting. When y'all really knew that what you really want me to do is shut up. Call the billionaire. The billionaire ain't spoke to no black folks in the last 20 years. So, plus I got to get TP cracking with Big Swill, right? Got to get over there. Plus, we got some other businesses we got cracking. But I don't know if I can keep on telling this same story. I don't. Because it's like I'm literally going to have a nervous breakdown. Being worried about black folks that really ain't that worried about themselves. I would have thought yesterday. No. I feel like they can bet on our reactions. They be like, and there is a confidence in knowing that they will eat themselves. So let it happen. Don't worry about that. They will eat themselves. Because somebody gonna get a preacher. Somebody gonna get a spokesperson. Somebody gonna go get a politician. And they be like, no, don't worry about that. They gonna be okay. And we're not okay. We're not. And the comfortableness that we have living in lack, the ease that we have with living in lack or seeing our people live in lack, when you know that it doesn't have to be that way, but everybody else is cool with it. It's like we cool with it. It's like I can't be more mad for you than you are for yourself. I can't want more. I do. But realistically, I got one vote. I talk to 300 people in a day. 300 people every morning. That's not enough. It's not. It's not. And I won't be, while y'all in the bed sleeping, kicking it, watching football, going to games, I can't sleep over black folks. Like, and I'm tired of having compromised allies.
Ooh.
I'll ride or die for any of my people.
Compromise
to the
allies.
end. To the end. To the end. For a lot of people, I'm a necessary evil or a marketing opportunity. I can talk to him. It's my man. And I one day there will be an awakening in the black community. I don't know that I'm going to get to see it. I don't. But one day, I feel like I pray that we love ourselves as much as I love us. Our opinion matters not in anyone else's community. But we always spend our time worrying about what somebody else thinks about our community.
Mm.
And so let me just say, I'm going to be here tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all bring y'all pens and papers tomorrow. Get your money up. Because before the end of the year, we would create or try and identify a tremendous opportunity to create some more black wealth. And so tomorrow, again, judge it how you want to judge it. We're going to talk about Old Block and Parkway Gardens. That's not my focus, though. I want to be clear. My focus is about creating economic opportunities. And I don't know that I want to be poor and powerless fighting for our people. Yeah. So let's know tomorrow. We're going to have a great show. We should probably call Gary. Be like,
he just texted me. That's crazy.
We should probably call Gary. Maybe get a cinnamon roll or two, get a bun.
Are you reading my text messages?
Give me your password. Look.
Just wait till they go to sleep. You just hold it up to their face.
Is that what y'all do?
That's why you gotta turn it off. So you need the first code to even do that. So you power it off, and when you power it off, remember you have to put your code in first anyway to even get your phone.
I'll be honest with you. Nah, I ain't nothing on my phone.
Right? I mean, but you out the game, so I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, ain't nothing on my phone. Like I'd be like, you know what? It'd be like, could you tell him to stop snoring, please? Siri would be like, shut up, Ruth. All right, y'all. Ruthie, you got anything else for today?
Ooh, this was a heavy one. But I think mental health is paramount, Maze, and a lot of people depend on you. So if you ain't good, it's a lot of other people that can't be good. So you got to take care of yourself.
Well, I'm gonna do it. I am. So.
And we getting to the money. Like, forget all this other stuff. You know, if you won't get me a seat at the table, guess what? I'm gonna buy my own. Gonna buy my own.
You know, I was thinking.
That's what's gonna happen.
You know, I was thinking about that, and yeah.
That's what I'm on.
Oh, well,
and just know, I am a public servant at heart, though. Like,
I'm gonna serve you with cash.
Straight up, I'm a public servant, but I recognize how they pimp us based on our love for our people.
We don't love them.
But I got time now.
Uh-oh. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, y'all. Yeah. So, for Maze and Riis, Ruthie, we ain't gonna never see Todd. Well, we ain't gonna see him now for the rest of the year, at least. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show.
So you're coming next week, man. He's gonna tell you, Maze, I was coming next week, but you're not gonna be on the show, so.
Right. Look, y'all, I am so for Maze and Riis, Ruthie, sometimes Todd, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where I ask every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it could